Time travel. After sending myself back in time to talk about a Nintendo game, I got stuck here. Come to find out, the only way back is to talk about Paper Mario some more. I don't make the rules. So, as I try to keep a stable grasp on reality, let's take a look at the next game in the Paper Mario series, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Let's review. Paper Mario for the N64 was a critic and fan-beloved RPG because of its unique story, characters, and engaging battle system. So should it come as any surprise that this game received a sequel on GameCube just 4 years later? Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is considered by many to be not only the greatest Paper Mario game, but the greatest Mario RPG in general. I am one of those people. Amazing platformer, great battle system, and an even better world filled with even better characters than the first game. Can you blame me though? Paper Mario on the N64 is already one of my favorite games of all time, so taking everything that worked in that game and then just improving on it in basically every way possible, I'm sorry, but to me, that's just a recipe for success. The strange thing is, while this game does get near universal praise, things have started to change a little. I see many more people pointing out all of the flaws in this game and saying it's inferior to the newer titles like the Origami King. Why is that though? That's the question I want to answer today. But we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves here. Let's start things off by taking a look at the build-up to release for the Thousand-Year Door. Developers Intelligent Systems finished up on Paper Mario in 2000, and it wasn't long after that they decided to begin work on a sequel. First shown off at the Game Developers Conference of 2003, the game was originally revealed as Paper Mario 2. I don't know why, but saying that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Paper Mario 2, yeah. Internally, the game was known as Mario Story 2, as the first game was simply known as Mario Story in Japan. I prefer the name Paper Mario as it makes the series seem way more interesting. The next year, the game was shown off again at E3 2004. Still going by Paper Mario 2, two different parts of the game were made playable for the E3 attendees. Petal Meadows from Chapter 1 and Boggly Woods from Chapter 2. This demo of the game is quite similar to the finished product, besides some different music and a completely different title screen. And that about sums up everything Thousand-Year Door related before release. That was fast. There is really not much to say about older games before they released. With the internet not being as big as it is today, it's understandable that companies didn't see any real point in promoting them as much as they do now. Initially released on July 22, 2004, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door received an 87% on Metacritic and sold about 1.3 million copies just like the first game. Thousand-Year Door quickly became a GameCube bestseller due to its super engaging gameplay. I can't lie, calling the gameplay engaging is honestly just a disservice to this game's overall quality. Let's start this off where all games start. The beginning. Ha! Just like the first game, this adventure starts off with Mario and Luigi getting a letter from Princess Peach. This time, however, Peach is inviting Mario to join her on an adventure to look for ancient artifacts known as crystal stars, which are located by a sketchy, crime-ridden boardwalk town named Rogueport. Don't believe Rogueport is sketchy? The town proudly hangs a noose in its central square. It should become very clear by now that this game is a lot further from the standard Mario affair compared to the original Paper Mario game, and I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong, I love the first game's story, but seeing the Mario spin applied to such dark locations is way cooler than seeing a new take on the standard Mario locale. Things don't just stop there though. Mario has to save a Goomba lady from these weird cultists known as X-Nauts when he arrives at Rogueport. These X-Nauts are the main villains of the game, and their goal is to find the 7 crystal stars before Mario does. Also, they kidnapped Peach. Surprised? I hope this collecting X amount of MacGuffins thing doesn't become a trend. The coolest things about the Thousand-Year Door would have to be the different locales you visit and the different characters you meet. With this game having such an out there premise, I think it's fair to expect a similar treatment for everything else, and oh boy does this game deliver. While the first chapter is pretty generic, every other world is crazy. Chapter 2, travel up a giant tree and befriend these tiny little bugs to partake in a war with some other bugs. Chapter 3, join an underground fighting club where you fight a WWE superstar and slowly learn the mysteries that lie within the fighting ring. Chapter 4, stop a shapeshifter from turning everyone into pigs, and then get your body back after he uses his powers to steal your appearance. I could go on and on about these worlds, but I think we only need to focus on one of them. Chapter 6 has Mario ride a train to the location of the next crystal star. While he's on the train, he teams up with a detective penguin named Pennington in your efforts to figure out who's been stealing from the other passengers. Could it be this family of 3 rich bob-ombs, or perhaps this fat toad in suspenders? I think that should give a good enough idea of how unique all these characters are, but just in case it didn't, Professor Frankly is the Skoomba who knows all about the history of the Thousand-Year Door, a door that can only be opened with the crystal stars. Dupless is a shapeshifter guy based off the Dupli ghost enemies from the first game. You fight 3 shadow demon girls and one of them joins your party after you help her out. And there's a WWE bird. Don't ask questions. Oh yeah, partners are here too. Honestly, they're kind of the exact same functionally as the ones from the first game. A Koopa who can grab things, a Goomba who can research things, and a Bob-omb who blows up stuff. This isn't a bad thing, and there are some super unique partners here as well, but there's really not a whole lot to say. That is besides mentioning the Yoshi kid who joins you. He's freaking awesome and he's always a random color. You even get to name him and everything. I named my Yoshi Big Dong because I don't deserve anyone's respect or attention. Now that we've got all the formalities out of the way, how does this game function as a game? Honestly, it's pretty odd. Just like the first game, you've got 2 different styles of gameplay, overworld platforming and battling enemies. I feel like in both places, Thousand Year Door takes 2 steps forward from Paper Mario on N64, and then takes 1 small step back. For example, battles have mostly been improved. Your partner has their own health and the ability to use items, and action commands feel a lot smoother. They also added in a trick system where you have the side goal of attracting more audience members to watch your fight, so you can fill up your star meter. You do this by properly performing attacks on enemies. I love this addition because it makes the battle system way more rewarding to master, and it adds another layer of complexity to this overall simple part of the game. My only problem with this battle system is how the developers thought it'd be a good idea to add random stage hazards like the stage falling on you or smoke randomly stopping you from being able to fight. It doesn't add anything to these fights, and it feels like they just wanted to add artificial difficulty to the game. Even with that, the battle system is still a blast and is honestly quite addictive. Overworld exploration is a little trickier to explain. The same basic formula is here, but it's just so much less consistent. In some chapters, the level design is absolutely flawless, but in chapter 4 and 5, you're just walking back and forth on a straight line for the entire time. That isn't engaging. That is boring. At the end of each chapter though, there's typically a small dungeon to complete. No matter what came before it, the dungeon is always super well made and features some really fun, albeit easy puzzles. That's not all though. Peach and Bowser want to get in on the fun too. Every time you complete a chapter as Mario, the game will make you play through 2 interludes before returning you to him. The first of these is Princess Peach's segments, which are basically the same as the first games. This time, Peach is in the lair of the X-Nauts and teams up with an evil computer to send messages to Mario. I vastly prefer these to the ones in the first game. Those were cute, but these are far more interesting. Bowser, however, is f***ing weird. His entire purpose in this plot is trying to find some way to stay relevant to the plot. You follow him and Kammy Koopa as they try and fail to grab crystal stars that Mario has already got. They added in these fun 2D side-scrolling levels that Bowser just absolutely demolishes. Maybe they should make a full game about that. I'm gonna regret saying that later. All of this culminates in the final 2 chapters of the game. Mario tracks down the X-Nauts to their secret lair on the moon. When there, Mario gets the last crystal star, but fails to save Peach. She's been taken to the titular Thousand Year Door. Mario opens the door thinking Peach is already inside. The X-Nauts sneak in after Mario with Peach to reach the treasure of the Thousand-Year Door. When you eventually get to them... Oh, god damn it, Bowser, not now! That is taken care of. We chase Grotus, the leader of the X-Nauts, into the treasure room, where it is revealed that an ancient demon known as the Shadow Queen has been trapped here. So there was a reason they locked the Thousand-Year Door? Raise your hands, who's shocked? Peach gets possessed by the demon, and we kill her. The end. Honestly, it's a pretty crazy ending, although I feel like it's a little undermined by the fact that dying at any point during this battle forces you to watch the long-ass cutscene that precedes the fight all over again. Yeah, I can definitely see some of this game's problems now. I still love this game to death and think the haters are overreacting, but this game isn't perfect. Whatever though, we won. We finished the game. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is an absolute stellar game that you should absolutely purchase. If you can afford it. Alright, I took 12 minutes out of my day to talk about Paper. Surely I should be going home now, right? Right, Paper Mario gods? Huh? What the... Maybe they should make a full game about that. I'm gonna regret saying that later. I was joking!